On board with the Genesis.
Howdy, it's Matt, and in this video we have a flight, or FPV flight, with the Genesis FPV flying wing. Now, as many of you know, I've done quite a few bits of I like its build, which I've shared on YouTube, and I wanted to share a nice flight with you as well. And this morning was one of those nice flights. So I'm going to put the model down for one moment, and we're going to have a chat about the build, and then we're going to have a chat about what I learned during this flight as well. So I'm just trying to get that to balance. Right. Back to you. Well, number one, as you can see, it's autumn here in the United Kingdom, and Mr. Farmer's been out and made lots and lots of straw bales for us to aim at and to fly through. And I can tell you, we had amazing fun out there today. The amount of RSSI warnings I received being down so low to the ground, as we've just seen going underneath the Tree of Doom, was loads, in short, which is always a good sign that we are having fun. Oh, in that field there, which we actually call in the shit, which is that field there. And the reason why we call it in the shit is because when we first went there, the farmer had ploughed the field and it was just poo brown, so it seemed like a good name. Anyway, the Genesis FPV flying wing. Now, this wing does cruise, and I need to get this right because it was 70 kilometers per hour to mile. I'm just looking this up on the older Googler a second, miles per hour. I think it's about 40 miles an hour this thing cruises at. Let me just put them there. Yeah, so this wing, according to the on-screen display, because I've set it up with iNav, will cruise at 70 kilometers an hour. That seems like a speed which it likes the best, okay? And I tried different speeds during this flight, and when I went slower, and again, I don't know if it was because of the crosswinds which we had, it just wasn't liking it. And I was trying to chase Craig around later on that day, and it just wasn't having it. As in, when I slowed down, it would waggle, but then like the flying conditions weren't great, and we had a crosswind, so it was hitting hedges and stuff. So I came to the conclusion for today's flying conditions only that 70 kilometers an hour, which is about 43 miles per hour, was a perfect flying speed for just cruising around. And again, I do have a great big Turnigy D3536 1450 kV motor on the back end of this one with an 8x 4.5 propeller on it, so a decent powerhouse of a motor. We do get about 10-12 minutes worth of flying time on an 1800 4S pack. It's about the same with a 2200 pack as well. One of the nice things about having iNav built into this model is that you can see the flight pack voltage. You can see the amount of current which is being consumed, and there we go underneath the you can see how much fun I was having. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I will put a link to the series on iNav in the top right hand corner. If you don't know what I'm talking about with iNav, it's an inexpensive flight controller software which goes on ready available multi-rotor flight controllers, super cheap. Coming back to the are we going to do the trade? Oh, good boy. Oh, sorry, I'm reliving this morning as well, so it was a damn good flight. Quick rundown on the Genesis wing. This wing cost me 35 quid plus postage. It's about $45 US. I've got the Hardcore 44 run cam mount in there. I've got a run cam Swift in there. Battery bay for a 2.2, 1.8, anything in that kind of region for 4S. Now you can run it on 3S. I've got a 4000 mAh LIHV battery, 3S pack, which sits in the nose. It's massive. And again, extended flight times with that. Are we going to go through Balls Deep? We're going through Balls Deep! Hello! Happy fucking days! Ooh, sorry, excuse the language. Happy days. In the middle of here, I've got the F4 flight controller set up. I've got a Predator 40 amp ESC, the motor which we've already covered, which is the D3536 1450 kV. Give you a heads up, I'm actually going to change that motor to the same can size, 3536, but I am going to change it to a 1100 kV and then put a 10x5 prop on the back to see if I can maintain the same kind of speed but lower the amps. Remember, less again. I found the cruise speed 44 miles an hour. It was really nice for this wing, and if I can do that with less amps, longer flight times, happy I'm at. The servos were the Corona 239 metal geared ones, something like 3.8 kilos of torque, crazy stuff. And that's the basic overview. Again, Ishin 526 video transmitter on the side. I'll put all the details for all the parts which I used on mine in the video description for you. Do take a look at the laminating series. So let me put that wing down in the top right hand corner for you. Oh, hang on, sorry, give me a second. Oh, chicken. I thought I was going to go through balls deep again, which is those set of trees at the bottom. I will put a link in the top right hand corner for you for the series on laminating RC models, because I have laminated this model and I finally got round to being able to show you, or actually pressing record and showing you how to laminate models like an R flying wing, and it is super easy to do, and there's a link to that in the top right hand corner. Now, with that said, I've managed to talk for the entirety of this flight. I'm going now. Any questions about the Genesis wing, please just ask in the comments section underneath this video. Do remember, that wing was bought out of my own money for my own abuses. It was not a freebie for review. I bought it because Dave's flew so good. My Genesis wing flies equally as good. And talk about timing, we just went through some trees. Fairly enjoyable, and I don't know what more was to say, so I'm going to pop some tunes on, enjoy the rest of the flight, and I'm off. Cheerios! Oh, you appear to be a bit wet. That was absolutely amazing. We were getting some waggle, and you probably can't see me because the lens is so wet. I hope that's a little bit better. Yeah, we were getting some waggle because we got crosswinds when we go over that field. But besides that, it likes to go really fast, about, well, I say fast, it cruises at 68 to 70 kilometres an hour. Brilliant.